Welcome to this comprehensive session on carbon management and sustainability. We will explore 25 essential concepts that are pivotal in understanding and addressing climate change. Each topic is presented in a seamless paragraph format, integrating definitions, descriptions, and actionable advice to equip you with the knowledge to make a positive impact. A carbon footprint calculator is a vital tool that allows individuals and organizations to estimate their total greenhouse gas emissions based on activities such as energy consumption, transportation, and waste production. By using a carbon footprint calculator, you can identify the primary sources of your emissions and develop targeted strategies to reduce them, thereby contributing to global emission reduction efforts. Carbon offset programs enable participants to compensate for their unavoidable emissions by investing in environmental projects that reduce greenhouse gases elsewhere, such as reforestation or renewable energy initiatives. Engaging in carbon offset programs not only balances your carbon footprint but also supports sustainable development projects, amplifying your positive environmental impact. Achieving carbon neutral certification signifies that an entity has effectively balanced its carbon emissions with equivalent offsets, resulting in a net zero carbon footprint. Pursuing carbon neutral certification demonstrates a strong commitment to sustainability and can enhance your organization's reputation, encouraging others to adopt similar environmental standards. Implementing carbon emissions reduction strategies involves actively decreasing the amount of greenhouse gases released into the atmosphere through measures like improving energy efficiency, transitioning to renewable energy sources, and optimizing transportation methods. By prioritizing carbon emissions reduction, you contribute directly to mitigating climate change and promoting a healthier planet. Carbon capture technology encompasses methods of capturing carbon dioxide emissions from industrial processes and either storing it underground or repurposing it for other uses. Supporting and investing in carbon capture technology is crucial, as it offers a way to significantly reduce the amount of carbon dioxide entering the atmosphere from major emission sources. Developing carbon footprint reduction strategies entails identifying key areas where emissions can be minimized and implementing practices such as energy conservation, waste reduction, and sustainable procurement. By adopting these strategies, you can systematically lower your carbon footprint and set measurable goals for continuous improvement. Carbon neutral companies are businesses that have achieved a balance between emitting and offsetting carbon dioxide, resulting in zero net emissions. Supporting carbon-neutral companies by choosing their products and services can drive market demand toward more sustainable business practices and encourage other companies to pursue carbon neutrality. Investing in carbon offset projects like reforestation, methane capture, or renewable energy installations allows individuals and organizations to compensate for their emissions. By supporting verified carbon offset projects, you not only neutralize your carbon footprint but also contribute to environmental conservation and community development initiatives. Understanding the carbon footprint of products involves analyzing the total greenhouse gas emissions generated throughout a product's life cycle, from raw material extraction to disposal. As a consumer, opting for products with a lower carbon footprint encourages manufacturers to adopt sustainable production methods, thereby reducing overall emissions in the supply chain. Carbon emissions trading is a market-based mechanism where companies can buy or sell allowances to emit a certain amount of carbon dioxide, operating under a regulated cap. Participating in carbon emissions trading incentivizes businesses to reduce their emissions cost-effectively and fosters innovation in low-carbon technologies. Conducting a carbon footprint analysis provides a detailed assessment of the greenhouse gas emissions associated with your activities or operations. By performing a carbon footprint analysis, you can pinpoint emission hotspots and implement targeted reduction measures, leading to more efficient and sustainable practices. Embracing carbon-neutral shipping means offsetting the carbon emissions produced during the transportation of goods by investing in environmental projects or using low-emission transportation options. By choosing carbon-neutral shipping services, businesses can reduce their environmental impact and meet growing consumer demand for sustainable logistics. Purchasing carbon offset credits allows entities to compensate for their emissions by funding projects that reduce or remove greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. By acquiring verified carbon offset credits, you ensure that your offsetting efforts contribute to legitimate and impactful environmental initiatives. The carbon footprint of food refers to the total greenhouse gas emissions resulting from the production, processing, transportation, and disposal of food items. Reducing the carbon footprint of food can be achieved by consuming locally sourced, plant-based foods, minimizing food waste, and supporting sustainable agricultural practices. Utilizing a carbon emissions calculator helps quantify the greenhouse gases emitted from specific activities, such as driving a car or operating machinery. By using a carbon emissions calculator, you can make informed decisions about how to modify your behavior or processes to reduce emissions effectively. Initiating carbon-neutral initiatives involves setting and pursuing goals to achieve net zero carbon emissions within a particular scope or organization. By launching carbon-neutral initiatives, you demonstrate leadership in sustainability and inspire others to commit to environmental stewardship. Considering the carbon footprint of travel, which includes emissions from transportation and accommodation, is essential in reducing your overall environmental impact. By choosing more sustainable travel options, such as public transportation, carpooling, or virtual meetings, you can significantly lower the carbon footprint of your travel activities. Selecting reputable carbon offset providers is crucial when aiming to compensate for your emissions through offset projects. By partnering with certified carbon offset providers, you ensure that your contributions support high-quality projects that deliver genuine environmental benefits. Implementing effective carbon emissions reduction strategies involves adopting policies and practices that lower greenhouse gas emissions across various operations. By focusing on energy efficiency, renewable energy adoption, and waste minimization, you can develop robust carbon emissions reduction strategies that align with sustainability goals. Offering carbon-neutral products means that the total emissions generated throughout a product's life cycle have been calculated and offset, resulting in a net zero carbon footprint. Supporting carbon-neutral products encourages sustainable manufacturing practices and helps reduce global emissions associated with consumer goods. Addressing the carbon footprint of transportation requires evaluating and reducing emissions from vehicles and transit systems. By promoting the use of fuel-efficient vehicles, alternative fuels, and public transportation, you can significantly decrease the carbon footprint associated with transportation. Engaging with carbon offset schemes provides a structured approach to offsetting emissions by investing in certified projects that reduce greenhouse gases. By participating in credible carbon offset schemes, you contribute to environmental solutions while fulfilling corporate social responsibility objectives. Establishing robust carbon emissions monitoring systems enables continuous tracking of greenhouse gas emissions over time. By monitoring carbon emissions, you can assess the effectiveness of reduction strategies, ensure compliance with regulations, and make data-driven decisions to enhance sustainability efforts. Reducing the carbon footprint of buildings involves designing and operating structures with energy efficiency and sustainability in mind. By incorporating green building materials, renewable energy sources, and efficient technologies, you can lower the emissions associated with construction and maintenance of buildings. Setting carbon-neutral goals commits an organization or individual to achieving net zero carbon emissions by a specific date. By establishing clear carbon-neutral goals, you create a roadmap for implementing reduction strategies and offsetting remaining emissions, demonstrating leadership in the fight against climate change. By thoroughly understanding these concepts and taking actionable steps, you can significantly contribute to reducing carbon emissions and fostering a sustainable future. Embracing these practices not only benefits the environment but also promotes social responsibility and can lead to economic advantages through efficiency and innovation.